Chapter 6. The Choice and Influence of Friendship. Section 1. Opening the Wisdom Frequency. Welcome back to the Wisdom Lab on NovaLogos Audio English. In our journey so far, we have explored the internal state of our hearts, our words, our work, our humility, and our generosity. Today, we turn our attention outward to the people who walk beside us. We are exploring Chapter 6, The Choice and Influence of Friendship. There is an old saying in the laboratory of life: you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Wisdom literature understood this long before modern psychology. It suggests that our characters are not static. They are porous. We soak up the attitudes, habits, and values of our companions. Choosing a friend is not just a social activity. It is a spiritual trajectory. Our foundational verse for this chapter comes from the Book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 20. Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools suffers harm. Notice the verb, walks. It implies a steady, consistent direction. Friendship is a shared journey. Today, we will learn how to discern our social environment, discovering why protecting our inner circle is essential for our growth in grace. Section 2. The Verses. Wisdom in Multi-Angles. To understand the weight of friendship, we must look at how companionship acts as a mirror and a mold for the soul. The Book of Sirach offers some of the most profound insights into human relationships. Let's look at Sirach, chapter 6, verses 14 to 17. A faithful friend is a sturdy shelter. Whoever finds one finds a treasure. A faithful friend is beyond price. No amount can balance his worth. Wisdom identifies a faithful friend not just as a pleasant companion, but as a sturdy shelter. In times of moral or emotional storm, a wise friend protects you from your own weaknesses. But this treasure must be chosen with care. Look at the warning in Proverbs chapter 22, verses 24 and 25. Make no friendship with a man given to anger, nor go with a wrathful man, lest you learn his ways and entangle yourself in a snare. The scripture uses the word learn. You don't just see an angry person, you eventually learn their ways. Their toxicity becomes your own. This is the snare, or the trap. Finally, we see the transformative power of positive association in Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17. Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. This is the goal of wise friendship. It is not just about comfort, it is about friction. A true friend is someone who challenges you, corrects you, and makes you sharper, more precise, and more useful in the hands of the Creator. Section 3. Modern Scenarios. Wisdom in the Wild. How do we apply this discernment of friendship in our modern world, where we are connected to thousands of people digitally, but often lonely in reality? Scenario A. The complaining circle. Imagine you have a group of friends who meet for coffee or chat online. The primary activity is complaining about work, about politics, about their families. They aren't bad people, but they are given to negativity. The Wisdom Lab suggests that if you walk with them long enough, you will learn their ways. You will find yourself becoming more cynical and less grateful. Applying wisdom here might mean politely distancing yourself from the complaint circuit and seeking out a companion who speaks with the soothing tongue we discussed in Chapter 2. You change your atmosphere by changing your associates. Scenario B. Choosing the shelter over the popular. You have the opportunity to join a high-status social group or a professional network that is known for being ruthless and self-serving. It looks like success, but you also have a faithful friend who is humble, honest, and perhaps less influential in the world's eyes. Wisdom tells you that the faithful friend is a treasure beyond price. In a moment of crisis, when you make a mistake or lose your job, the high-status group will evaporate, but the sturdy shelter will remain. Choosing the wise friend over the powerful one is an act of spiritual survival. You are choosing the person who sharpens your soul rather than the one who dulls your conscience. Section 4. The Wisdom Paradox, the Balance Point. Now, we explore the Wisdom Paradox, choosing good friends versus welcoming the outcast. The paradox is that we are commanded to avoid fools and angry men to protect our character, yet we are also commanded to love our enemies and be neighbors to the lonely and the marginalized. The balance point, selective association versus universal charity. 1. The error of the Pharisee. This is the person who uses wisdom as an excuse to be elitist or judgmental. They hide in a holy bubble, refusing to speak to sinners or fools out of a fear of contamination. This is not wisdom, it is pride. 2. The error of the indiscriminate traveler. This is the person who believes they are strong enough to hang out with anyone, regardless of their influence. They spend all their time in toxic environments, wondering why they are constantly suffering harm or losing their peace. The desirable path, we call this radiating from a solid core. It is the ability to have a very small, very wise inner circle, those who sharpen you so that you have the strength to reach out to the outer circle, those who need your help. Your companions, those you walk with, should be wise, but your neighbors, those you serve, can be anyone. You don't go to the bugging fool for advice, but you go to the bugging fool with compassion. You protect your heart with wise friends so that you have enough love to share with the lost. Section 5. Language Masterclass, the Structure of Wisdom. Let's look at the sharpening English vocabulary of companionship. A. Iron sharpens iron. This is a classic idiom used to describe mutual improvement. In English, we use sharpen not just for knives, but for skills, minds, and characters. To sharpen someone means to challenge them to be better. B. Beyond price, there's no amount can balance. From Sirach chapter 6, verse 15, we see these phrases describing incalculable value. In English, if something is beyond price, it means it is priceless. Money cannot buy it. Balance his worth is a scale metaphor. No matter how much gold you put on one side, a faithful friend is always heavier. Circleist, you learn his ways. The word lest, conjunction, is a formal way of saying to avoid the risk of. It is used to state a negative consequence we want to prevent. I choose my friends carefully, lest I become like those I don't respect. Section 6. Closing. Seal the word. As we wrap up our 6th session in the Wisdom Lab, I want you to do a friendship audit. Look at the people you walk with most often. Do they make you sharper? Are they a sturdy shelter for your soul? Or are you learning the ways of anger, gossip, or greed? Today, reach out to one iron-sharpening friend and thank them for their influence. And if you realize your circle is lacking in wisdom, pray for a faithful friend, the treasure that is beyond price. Remember the words from the Book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 20. Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise. Choose your path by choosing your companions. In chapter 7, we will go deeper into the nature of this bond, exploring the devotion of a true friend and how human friendship mirrors the divine love of agape. If you are ready to walk with the wise today, please like this video and subscribe to NovaLogos Audio English. Let's build a community of iron-sharpening friends. Until next time, be discerning and walk in peace. Goodbye.